At the very least, we get the ball up pitch, provided we can get the throw off, which we do. And it's a good catch.
How did you make that?
He's gonna try to screen out. Screen out the 20. Screen out the Whining Beavers. Oh no! Does he have an apothecary? I don't think he has one. He's gonna spend it, and he's still dead. Oh my god! Oh no! Deccan's stare bag is dead! Dead! Oh my goodness! What is happening? Let's see if he can get away. He cannot. He's gonna have to do this. Oh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League Better Ball Week 2. We've got Santa's Swarm at Berserk Circus this afternoon. It's going to be a replay game. Santa's Swarm coached by the third place team last season, Merrick, up against newcomer Dead Fred coaching Berserk Circus. Let's talk about these two teams really quickly. Being a replay match, we're not going to look at their lineups directly. We don't want to spoil anything for ourselves, but we can talk about them a little bit. As you'll see, Berserk Circus and Swarm both 0-1 right now going into week 2. Being only week 2, the leaderboard is wildly in flux. Anything could happen. A decisive 3-0 victory for Berserk Circus could catapult them into third place, for example. But let's talk about Santa's Swarm. Merrick coached a Dwarven team in the first season of the league. In this one-off mixed competition, he is taking a mixed Elven team instead. He's got a whole bunch of elves across the board. He's got an elf thrower. He's got an elf catcher. He's got a dark elf assassin. The dark elf assassin with stab and shadowing. Shadowing's going to let him follow up for free, provided he passes the roll. Stab is a straight attack right through armor, and it's free. It's safe. If he fails a stab roll, he doesn't get a turnover. So we are more than likely going to see a lot of stabbing going on. He couldn't really make it work out in the first game. We'll see if he can make it work out in this game. Otherwise, I think we're going to see standard Elven Ball out of Merrick here. He's got a minimum MA of 6. Everybody has a fantastic AG of 4, and he also has the higher armor elves, with most of his team clocking in with an AV of 8. That'll help with resiliency. The downside, unfortunately, is that they're really expensive. So if he loses players, it's going to be an uphill climb to try to get them back. Speaking of which, he is down a number of players. He's going to have to take some journeymen to fill out his lineup, and that means they're all going to be linemen, which is not so bad for an Elven team. The problem, of course, being that they're all going to have loner, and with only one TRR on the books, he's going to have to really consider action order when he's playing this game tonight up against Santa's Swarm. I think he's going to play standard Elvish Ball on offense. He can score whenever he wants. He doesn't even need a full roster of 11 to do so. He's got an AG of 4 across the board, and with MAs of 6 and 8 on his roster, He's got a fantastic running game. He's got the passing skills to be a very real passing threat. Even without the skills, AG of 4 just gives him so many options on offense. He will score. I don't think Berserk Circus can really stop him from scoring. What Berserk Circus is going to want to do is try to control the tempo and score more. In other words, perhaps in the first half, he gives up the ball to Santa Swarm if he wins the coin toss. Santa Swarm is going to want to score as quickly as possible. The longer he's on the pitch, the greater the chances of him losing players to Berserk Circus' more bashy team. And then once he scores, he'll have hopefully have time to take the ball back, score in the first half to tie it up 1-1, and then he'll get the ball in the second half, and all he has to do is stall until the game's over. He can score to make it 2-1, or he can just stall and score right at the end of the game, which would be ideal to pull out a 2-1 grind. As mentioned before, only 1 TRR for Santa Swarm, but they are coming in with a fan factor of 1. We'll see if that's going to help them as we talk about Dead Fred's team, Berserk Circus. Dead Fred has 2 TRRs and 1 Apothecary. That will no doubt be super handy. TRRs are invaluable. Having 2 versus 1 is really, really powerful. If you've ever seen a halfling team steal your TRRs, you know just how valuable TRRs are. Dead Fred coming in with a mostly well, I shouldn't even say mostly. He has a good mix of Amazon, Norse, and Lizardman players. He also has the first Kislev Circus Tame Bear we've seen in the league. The bear with a stat line of 6 MA, 5 Strength, 1 Agility, and 9 AV. He has Mighty Blow and Prehensile Tail, and of course his negative trait is that he is boneheaded. He's a boneheaded loner, so he will not be eating up those precious TRRs. And Dead Fred's going to have to be careful to try to not take actions first with the bear, or else be in risk of losing your entire turn on the turnover. The Amazons and the Norse all very, very weak. They have an AV of 7. They can easily be taken off the pitch, but they make up for it in skills. The Norse players with block, the Amazon players with dodge. The Amazon blitzers are both blodgers. They have block and dodge. Most of the players on his team have the same stat line of 6-3-3-7. He does have a Norse Berserker who has Frenzy. He also has, I can't remember what it's called, Nip Up? Stand Up? He's got the skill where he can stand up for free, which is very, very powerful. If you're knocked down, you stand up, you get all 6 MA to move with instead of having to waste half of it on the stand up. If he can leverage Frenzy very well, he might be able to knock this Elven team out of position. It's hard to really get positioning on an Elvish team. They don't really need to group up. Often they want to spread out. Often they can get behind your line. Often they have leap. So it's really hard to sort of get positional advantage on an Elven team. But nonetheless, if you can leverage if you can leverage Frenzy in a fanciful way, it could really work out for you. And I mean, it can even be just as simple as getting a Frenzy block into a Surf. He's got 2 Lizardman Sarses. They are not bad. They have a AV of 9, MA of 6, and they've got the key Strength of 4. Strength of 4 means that a Strength of 3 player needs 2 assists just to get a 2-die block on him. So those will no doubt be key players for Dead Fred here this afternoon. He's also got a Skink, the hero of Week 1, Pips Pippy. He's a Lizardman Skink with an MA of 8, a meager Strength of 2, AV of 7, and a decent AG of 3. He is, of course, stunty and has dodge, so he can dodge 3 legs, no problem. As mentioned earlier, 2 TRRs, 1 Apothecary. I have to imagine we'll see that Apothecary come into play with so little armor on the pitch for Dead Fred. He's got a lot of block working for him. He's got a lot of skills working for him, in fact. Prehensile Tail is good. Mighty Blow is great. Lots of block. He's got a two Amazon Blitzers that have both block and dodge. That is absolutely fantastic. Block and dodge means there's only one die face that will knock them down. He's got Frenzy as well. And don't count out the Skink. The Skink can, if you can get the ball to him, it's hard to, and he's in scoring position, it's really hard to stop him. And then the two Sauruses. The two Sauruses with a strength of 4 are great. Position them where they need to be. You could potentially tie up 4 players with just those two. That could be enough to take a crack at the ball carrier. We'll see here tonight. He's got a little bit of money in the bank. I think the TV advantage is going to Berserk Circus. So Santa's Swarm and Merrick are going to get some inducement money. We'll see if he spends it on anything. Hank the Ranger says, I will be sad when Pips dies. I will be sad too. He's such a heroic little skink. But I think we're about ready to get underway here. So let's take a look. And let's get this game started here this Friday afternoon. Replay match. Santa's Swarm at Berserk Circus. We're playing at the workshop, Santa's workshop. SP Beaver says the hero of the league, indeed. Clear skies. Weather's not going to be an issue, at least on this first draw. Well, it could be. There is the kickoff event. There he is, Pips Pippy. He's excited to be playing here. All he's ever wanted to do was play Blood Bowl when he was a skink child. I don't know what you would call a child skink. Here's the coin toss. And Merrick is going to be on defense. He wants to be on defense first. He took a Bloodweiser Babe. Dead Fred with the fame advantage. He's got +1. Just going to hope that works out for him on the kickoff event table. Let's look at this really quick. 1, 2, 3 journeymen all on the line. Sacrificial journeymen. If you're unfamiliar, journeymen always come from your pool of linemen, and they always have loner. Merrick setting up a 3-man line and a pretty traditional screen here. Very aggressive screen going right to the front of the pitch, well, almost to the front, leaving a 1-space gap where he can and putting the 3 men required to be on the line. SP Beaver says 3 journeymen really eat up the inducement money. They do. Dead Fred, he's got those 2 Sauruses on the line. He's got the 3 strongest players right on the line. He's going to try to block down all 3. Wait, what? Wow. All right. So the journeymen are actually off the line. Interesting choice. He might be thinking of... I'm not sure what this is. He might be thinking about wanting to take the blocks with these guys, which... might be all right. He's 2 deep here in the center pitch. He's going up against the 3 strongest players on Berserk Circus. SPV says I wasn't able to get my wizard. Changing weather. Oh, but it stays nice. Wow, that was scary. Here's the kickoff. Not a great kick for Santa's Swarm. Berserk Circus is going to pick up the ball right off the bat. They're going to fail. Have to spend a TRR. That's the danger of picking up the ball first. He's going to cage up right at center. Oh. Yes, indeed. He's going to cage up right at center pitch here. It's down to 1 TRR. SP Beaver says I put the higher AV on the line to prevent knockouts. Fair enough. And we'll see if that works out. 2-die block by the bear. It's going to be a clean hit. Gets nothing out of it. 2-die block on the right-hand side of the line by the Saurus is going to be a push. Dead Fred is going to push him towards center pitch. On the left-hand side, it's going to be a clean hit. He decides to push him off center pitch and gets a KO. Well done. Looks like the KO prevention didn't work out here. 10v11 now in Berserk Circus's favor. Here comes the blitz. Block skill, and he gets a good stun. There's Pips. Pips running downfield. The skink all by his lonesome. And now Santa's Swarm taking a 2-die block on the Norse lineman. They get a push out of it. The War Dancer. War Dancers are really strong. They have pass. This is a level 2. Oh, that's not a War Dancer. That's a thrower. There's a stab failure. That's the stab failure that Santa's Swarm is known for. Wow. Failed. Failed dodge. the odd failed elven dodge. Now the skink is downfield, threatening to receive. Back of the cage is gonna blitz the assassin. Gonna get a good hit out of it. And another KO! Wow! It's 11v9 at the moment in favor of Berserk Circus. Dead Fred looking good. It's gonna cage up right off the center line. Pips is in danger of taking a block here. Taking a blitz, rather. We'll see if that's where Merrick wants to spend his blitz. Oh, 2-die block on the Tame Bear fails. Dead Fred elects not to spend his TRR. He's caged up, turn 2, back to Santa's Swarm. You can see Merrick. Merrick takes a 2-die block on the Norse lineman. Bo Ulf on the right-hand side of this line gets a stun. And now here's the blitz on Pips. 2-die blitz, clean hit. Can Pips survive it with an AV of 7? He can. He's going to stay on the pitch. But he gets stunned. When you're AV 7, you will take stuns. Playfield says, "Oh no, Pips! Pips!" And you can see Merrick playing traditional Elven Ball here. He's going to take those dodges. He's going to put a space between him and Berserk Circus. That's going to force Berserk Circus to only get one hit, and it's going to have to be a blitz. I think the Ranger says, "Thank goodness. Thank goodness Pips survives." Saurus ties up 2 Elven players right now. Professor Jefferson, the bear, gets a hit. Well done. Berserk Circus clearing a path down center pitch. Keeps the cage intact. Blitz is already spent. He's going to get tackle zones on he's already tied up number 2 and number 9, but now he's preventing the 1-die block coming back on the Saurus thanks to the movement by the Norse lineman here, number 3. Turn 3, back to Santa's Swarm. Oh, Santa's Swarm getting aggressive on this cage. He says, I think I can stop you here. I think I can grab this ball. 1-die block against the Saurus ends up working out. Risky play. Here comes the blitz on the ball carrier. 1-die blitz on the ball carrier. Wow, another risky play. Only gets a push out of it. One-die block against the other Saurus. This is going to work out due to the War Dancer's block skill. But now he's going to finally fail this chain of 1-die blocks. And he is not going to spend the TRR on it. Turn 4 for Berserk Circus. They've got plenty of blocks to take. They're in good shape at the moment. Stand-up blitz with the Circus is going to result in a push. He's going to have to push the Elven player in towards the ball carrier. He could have set up a chain push there, but that's totally fine. Oh no, the bear fails boneheaded. He's not going to want to spend the reroll on that. And indeed, he does not. SB Beaver says having only one TRR makes you cherish them. Indeed, it does. It informs your action order as well. No movement by Berserk Circus here. Santa Swarm is going to get another attempt to break this cage. Get a good hit on the front left corner. Another one-die block against the Sars. This time's going to work out. No skill on this block. He's putting a lot of pressure on this faux cage. Two-die block on the ball carrier. Where's the ball going to scatter? He gets a chain push out of it. And he gets a KO out of it as well. That is excellent. Looks like the apothecary was not spent. And now the ball is in good position. Wow. Final TRR spent for Santa's Swarm. Pushes the Sars onto the ball and gets a favorable scatter on the ball. He'll be able to pick this ball up. And he is going to punt the ball away. But it is intercepted! Oh my goodness! Holy smokes! What? What? Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this. Goes for the ball pickup, gets the pickup with the AG of 4, looks to punt the ball away, but it is intercepted by Berserk Circus. Holy moly! Berserk Circus. Whoa, no! Berserk. Alright. Wow. So, Santa Swarm went in on the ball carrier, had a chain of one-die blocks, worked out on the scatter, picked up the ball, tried to punt it away, was intercepted. Berserk Circus gets a chance to recover here, fails the GFI right on action 1. They have to spend the TRR. Neither team has a TRR left. Two-die block on the number 7 lineman. Good hit. Clean hit. Two-die block on the right-hand side of this scrum is going to result in a push. Does he follow up? He does. Hard to tie up Elven players. 2 players down. Pitch. Is he going to try to pass the ball? He's going to take a block first. Good hit by the bear. Cyrus moves down pitch. He's got a contingent down pitch to protect the skink. Stand up by the Norse lineman. Fails the second GFI. Oh no! And now the ball carrier is exposed. Turn 5 for Santa's Swarm. Hank the Ranger says, don't GFI, kids. It doesn't make you cool. Just say no. As we all know in Blood Bowl, GFIs fail. There are 1/6 chance of failing. 1/6 chance is approximately a 90% chance of failure. And as we see a KO there for Santa's Swarm, he's going to try to bring the player count back into check. Good dodge. Elves don't mind dodging. Probably get 2 more dodges here and get a decent cage. And then Berserk Circus is going to find themselves out of position. Oh no. Failed the dodge. Failed the dodge. Berserk Circus. Can they get back in front of this ball? Can they get after the ball? 3 turns to make something happen. The receiving contingent pulling back to get back into the drive. 2-die block, but the bear is going to result in a push. Another 2-die block against the same player. It's going to be a knockdown this time. Skink gets a tackle zone on the ball carrier. That's all he's going to do. The Skink's going to eat 2 dice. Clean hit. Can Pip stay on the pitch? Flying kick right to the face. Pip stays alive. And now Santa Swarm is going to move this ball down pitch to center pitch. And Berserk Circus is going to have a tough time trying to catch this ball carrier. There's the handoff. Is he just going to score right here? He is going to score right here. He's going to give Berserk Circus 2 turns to try to make something happen. 1-0 Santa Swarm. Well done. The Orcish cheerleaders cheerleading for an Elvish team. Who has heard of this blasphemy? Nobody comes back onto the pitch for Berserk Circus. One comes back on for Santa's Swarm, or perhaps the other way around. I didn't really notice the colors. So it's 9 for Santa Swarm versus 10 for Berserk Circus. 10v9. Berserk Circus on offense here. Merrick electing to give him 2 turns to make something happen. It's possible, but more importantly, risking the kickoff event. It's a high kick. Berserk Circus can get under the ball. He won't have to roll for the pickup. Good catch. Dead Fred needs to get somebody into scoring position on this turn. He's pulling back to cage up the ball carrier. Two-die block on the right-hand side of the line is going to be a good hit by the Saurus. Doesn't get much more out of it other than a hit. If he doesn't follow up here, he followed up. If he didn't follow up here, he would have given himself a hole to move the Norse player through to get in the scoring position. He's just looking for hits at this point. Turn 7. He's not going to be able to score. And Santa Swarm is just going to move his players back. He doesn't want to take any more hits. He says, I am done this half. Dead Fred's going to get 1 turn to perhaps do a quick pass to get some SPP. Now what Dead Fred can do here is he can decide if he wants to spread this SPP around. He's going to take a blitz. Takes the blitz first. Doesn't work out. If he wanted to spread the SPP around here, he could hand off to a player and then let that player take the quick pass to get the SPP for it. That's the end of the first half. 1-0 Santa Swarm. Merrick is going to get the ball going into the second half here. He will almost certainly score. Santa Swarm gets back both knocked out players. Unfortunately, Berserk Circus does not get back their knocked out player. And now Berserk Circus, with their work cut out for them, they're going to have to face off against this Elvish team. It's going to be really difficult to stop them from scoring. It is certainly possible. 3-man line here. With this 3-man line, we should talk about this. So, Santa Swarm, Elvish team, they have MA of 7 somewhere. With the line set up like this, so it's a 3-man line, all back to back, or side by side like this. Nobody else on the line. What Santa Swarm could do is they can set up their line in such a way they could put players right here. They could blitz a player over here, and they could set up what they would do, they can set up for a 1-turn TD. So they could put their MA7 guy right here. They could blitz this way. So they'd pick up the ball, they would throw it to the MA7 player. Then they would blitz back here to set up chain pushes where they can get 4 forward chain pushes on the receiver. And 4 would put him into position with 2 GFIs to score right here on turn 9. That's something to consider with teams like this, and something to be careful for. Be careful about, rather. Cheering fans, both teams get an extra team reroll. They will need it. Decent kick by Berserk Circus, and a blitz by the Assassin's going to be a blitz stab. And yet again, the stab fails because nobody on Santa Swarm knows how to stab with the knife. You have to stab with the blade, not the hilt. That's the key to a good stab. Good pickup by the thrower, Buddy the Thrower. Second tackle zone on this number 8 lineman. Good dodge by the journeyman. Turn 9, back to Berserk Circus. Bear's going to take a blitz, 2-die blitz. Good hit against the number 10 journeyman lineman. SPP says that tip about the blade would have been helpful yesterday. The 2 Sarses are going to tie up these 2 linemen. This is a good tie-up. Takes 2 players out of the drive. Turn 10. He shifts 1 player over to the left wide zone. Stab. Of course the stab failed again by Pepper Minsticks. Now Center Swarm's going to shift laterally back to center pitch. Good dodge. Takes a second dodge. Cage is all set up. What is he going to do with the wide players? Sends 1 down the pitch. Here comes the blitz. 2-die blitz. In the left wide zone only results in a push. He's going to push him towards center pitch and stay put. That way he can continue movement down pitch. That's 2 players down pitch threatening as receivers. Berserk Circus is going to have to cover those players, which takes 2 players off the line and pulls them back. Turn 10. And there's 1 that has to dedicate. That's a good position too. So putting a player in position adjacent to another player, that forces them to dodge. But when you place yourself between that player and where he wants to go, you're probably going to make him dodge twice. It's probably not going to happen here, but this is good presence of mind, especially from a new coach, to make sure you set up the dodges where they're going to have to take negative dodges in the direction that they want to go. Covering the hole on the left-hand side. Blitz with the Saurus, 2-die blitz on the front of the cage. Clean hit. He'll follow up. He's trying to get this ball. Failed the boneheaded roll. He's not going to spend the TRR, of course, due to the bear being a loner. Loner gives him a 50-50 shot of using the reroll at all. One die block against the assassin. He'll push and follow up. He's going to try to set up here for a crowd surf. Good dodge by the Amazon Blitzer. 2-die blitz on the Saurus is going to result in a push. He'll push him off the cage to free up the ball carrier. Berserk Circus does not like this lineman. So he's just set up a 2-die block on the second Saurus. He'll get the block with the War Dancer. good formation here to protect the ball carrier. Good block. Right in the face. There's the odd Elven failed dodge. It'll happen. Has to spend the TRR, send a swarm down to 1. Turn 11, back to Berserk Circus, running out of time. Elects to not go right in front of the line and instead goes off to the side, looking to try to protect the run down the sideline. Gets a 2-die block. It's going to be a good hit. Gets 1 tackle zone on the ball carrier. Another failed boneheaded roll by the bear. That means not only does this bear not get to act, but he loses his tackle zones. 2-die block was double skulls, had to spend the TRR. Works out the second time around. And now turn 12 for Santa Swarm. Blitz on the Amazon Blitzer. Good hit. Amazon Blitzer stays on the pitch, but is stunned. That's a great stun. This cage is going to continue downfield. He is free and clear at center pitch. Berserk Circus finding their team in disarray. It's going to be hard to get back in front of this cage. It's hard to do when you're up against an Elven team. Elvish teams score very, very easily. It's very hard to play an effective defense. Well, rather, it's very hard to prevent them from scoring. Good dodge. You can see down at the bottom that was actually a failed dodge, but he has a dodge skill, so he gets an automatic reroll. And then a failed GFI. Have you not learned? Final turn of the third quarter. Berserk Circus trying desperately to get at this ball. Blitz on the front corner of the cage. 2-die blitz. Only gets a push. He was looking for more. He follows up. The skink moves over to the catcher. Ties up the catcher. He doesn't want that catcher moving. Fails the dodge with the SARS. Probably didn't see the dodge. That is unfortunate. When you play Blood Bowl, one thing that's very helpful to do, I don't think the game does it for you automatically, but you really want to use these dodge overlays so you can see where you're dodging into. Good block by the assassin. Santa Swarm probably looking to stall here. They're in pretty good shape. Hank the Ranger says, no stab? Yeah, it looked like a normal old block. Little old block. Good GFI. Santa Swarm in great shape here. Again, it's really hard to counter an Elven offense. Failed dodge, prehensile tail, putting in the work. Fourth quarter begins for Berserk Circus. Getting right back in front of this cage. Probably going to set up for another 2-die blitz on the front corner of the cage. Dead Fred collapsed down the cage. He wants to prevent the stall if at all possible. Oh, if at all possible. Failed the GFI. He's going to have to spend the TRR. It's 2 players in front of the cage. Oh, he's going to blitz the back of the cage. And fails the GFI. That's unfortunate. Santa Swarm left with the TRR. Cage is in great shape. And of course, the stab failed again. Do I even need to say it? 2-die block gets in front of the cage. We get a second block on that. Nope, he's just gonna score. 2-0. Santa Swarm is ahead. And they have all but put away the game. Ninja Gloppy, what's up, my man? Apparently they have to branch out to unconventional methods to win now. Yeah, it's... Man, the NFL is crazy these days. Nobody comes back onto the pitch. Three turns left for Dead Fred to get on the board. It's going to be all but impossible to pull out a victory here, but a victory in the game is not all there is to consider. There is the competition at large. Competition at large? Competition as a whole. He's going to be looking to take some blocks. Might even be looking to foul and take some players maybe off Santa Swarm's roster here. Ninja Gloppy says first it was Inflategate, then Beargate. What's next? Gun game? Here's the kickoff. Oh no! It's a riot! Both teams are going to lose a turn. Berserk Circus not looking for that result, and it's a great kick for Santa Swarm. Really tough for Berserk Circus to come back from this. They might be looking for SPP and injuries. If I were playing Berserk Circus at that point, I would be taking 2 fouls on these last 2 turns. He's going to try to block down this line. Only gets pushes out of it, unfortunately. No more blocks to take. He has a blitz. He could get a knockdown on a blitz and foul off of that. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz on the left-hand side of the line. Another push. Frenzy follow-up is not going to work out. That's the trouble with Frenzy. Got to be careful of that follow-up block. Instead of Swarm says, nope. Once again, I am out of here. Claffy says, bring in the star player, Bombardier. I'm surprised Pips is still on the pitch. Where's my man Pips? There he is. Good old Pips. Let Pips get a foul. 1-die blocks. Only going to result in a push. He spends a TRR because why not? Pips on the reroll. Pips on the reroll. Push on the reroll. Everybody's moving back to the end zone. He doesn't want to take any hits. Elves can dodge for days. A positive AG4 dodge is a 2+, except when you're up against that prehensile tail. And so it's basically a GFI, and there's the failure. You do enough dodges, you're bound to fail. Final turn of the game. Berserk Circus looking for a pass. Go ahead and roll off the bear, unfortunately. Looking for a pass. Oh, is he going to foul the lineman? I hope so. Yes, indeed. He's setting up for a final turn foul here. I hope he gives it to Pips. It is indeed a foul on a journeyman, as Hank the Ranger correctly points out, but a foul nonetheless. Here it is. He's giving it to Pips. Come on, Pips. He gets a stun out of it. Well done, Pips. We all believe in you. Tries to pass. Spends the TRR. Will it be complete? Complete to Pips. Gets the 2 SVP off the throw. Well done. That's going to be the game. 2-0. Santa Swarm's going to take it here in week 2. A dominant game. Wow. What is this? So unfortunately for Santa Swarm, the Journeyman got the MVP, but I don't know why he doesn't have a face. So that's unfortunate. You can, of course, take a Journeyman if you want to pay for him, but no. JR Webb says you don't get SPP for injuring on a foul. Indeed, he got SPP on the throw, though. The foul, as both JR Wilkes and Hank the Ranger point out, the foul would have been most beneficial against an actual player on the team rather than a Journeyman, but you gotta have a foul. It's Blood Bowl, right? If we take a look at the stats real quick, both players in possession of the ball for much of the game. Possession was good, but man, you can't stop this Elven offense. It's really tough to do. 88 yards running versus 44 yards running for Berserk Circus. You just got to do your best. You got to try to get a player advantage and then go for the 2-1 grind. Cliffy says you can't stop an Elven offense. I mean, you can, of course, but it is tough to keep them from scoring. Even when they're down players, it's tough to keep them from scoring. They're too agile and they're too fast. SPP for the game, 8 for Berserk Circus, 11 for Santa Swarm, but one of Syrian here was, of course, a Journeyman, so that is almost certainly going to waste. We can check out the die rolls really quick. Cliffy says they slow down a lot when they are dead. They sure do. They are not so quick when they're not alive. Oh man, my favorite stat for a Santa Swarm game is the stab stat, 0%. Of course. D6 die rolls looking a little negative for Santa Swarm versus Berserk Circus, which is looking just about even. Block dice for Santa Swarm looking about even, and Berserk Circus also a little negative for Berserk Circus on their block dice. So that's going to do it today. The final score is going to be 2-0. Cliffy says I'm waiting for Pips to kill someone. I'm waiting for Pips to win the whole competition. Pips is a hero. He puts in so much work. He wears so little armor. That's how he does it. He's so quick. He's so agile because he just doesn't don the armor. 2-0 is going to do it for tonight. Let's take a look at the schedule really quick to see what game is up next. The next game is scheduled for tomorrow. It's Saturday, August 14th, 9 o'clock p.m. It'll be a live stream. It's Circuit City Cadavers at Griff's. The Circuit City Cadavers, coached by the current Mid-Atlantic Mauling League champion, Nick Satan. After that, it's going to be Fire Pants and It's All Ball Bearings. They are playing on Sunday at a time yet to be determined. And then, of course, the Wang Hangers at News Team 6 will round out Week 2. Vector Victors up against the Cronus Eagles. The Eagles being the AI team that will not be a streamed game. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. I love this game. Play Blood Bowl. It is fantastic. And we will see you here tomorrow night at 9 o'clock for Game 3 here in Week 2. The Circus City Cadavers at Griff's. I will see you guys then. Have a great day, guys.